The Gatorade Cup Series is back to road course racing, but for the first time, we head to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the Verizon 400. This is going to be one of the longest races of the season, if not the longest race of the season. A 15-lap race, 4 miles each time around, and about 2 minutes for each lap. It's going to be a long one. Just buckle in and pull those belts tight one more time, as we've heard mentioned so many times. On the pole is the 42 of Code Luigi, trying to go back to victory lane in the Gatorade Cup Series at a road course. Two's outside is the 15 of Taylor Bryan Price. Then 30 of Joe Jefferson, Patrick Smith in 4th, and Isaac Nichols in 5th. They have Jay Jefferson in 6th, TJ Hanley in 7th, James Dablio in 8th. Then you have Trey Rainey in 9th, and Jeff Bright rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Danny Lloyd and Sebastian Kukulon. Then there's Jake West and Alexander Rowe, Colton Yo and Jake Galloway. They have Max Anderson, your points leader, and Griffin Lynn. And there's Max Johnson and Nathan Stapleton, Stephen Taylor and Riley Sampson. They have Stephen Baker and Eli Bright, Derek Bouchard and Luigi Octavo, Justin Zeidel and Tyler Fink. And there's Benny Watson and Derek Hamill, Jack Marshall and Jonathan Buford. They have Jonathan Rains and Johnny Gardner, John Gambit and Carter Friesen. They have Carson Bowers and Luke Rainey, Steve Larker and Steve Morgan. And in the final row, Dale Lightning, Yepez, and the one starting in the 42nd and final position. That is your starting lap. Code Luigi on the pole. Let's get our starting command to fire these engines.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Take a nice deep breath, buddy. Settle in, relax. Give your seatbelt a little tug and tug on your steering wheel one more time for me. Good luck, bud. We'll see you at the end of this deal.
Let's see how this goes. 42 cars are off the starting grid, and the first time we'll go road course racing here at Road America in the Gatorade Cup Series. The Target Series provided a pretty good show for road course racing yesterday, but it was only 8 laps long. Now we almost double the length of this race, up to 15 laps. A long one here today at Road America. Who has the best car and who can survive the longest? Pace car at the right-hand turn to pit road. Cole Luigi and Taylor Bryan Price will be the first to hit the hill to come to the start of the Verizon 400. Up the hill. Here we go. Into the restart zone. Pole Sir Code Luigi going to dictate on when to start this race. It's now. Green flag. We're racing at Road America. Outside row going on the start. Code Luigi from the pole back to 3rd. By the time they got off of turn number 2, Taylor Bryan Price grabs it racing and pulls away over Smith and the others. Now Luigi's trying to get a position back. He moves to the inside of Smith, entering the slow left-hander, excuse me. He has that position down low. Can he take it? Joe Jefferson behind him in the 41. Smith gets clear off the top. Normally you want to be on the top of these corners, but it looks like on the start there, Luigi's just too slow to make that top work, and it definitely did not work out for him. Some cars going into the grass. It's pretty typical of that corner. Use up all the racetrack there. And now we'll see can these drivers run down Taylor Bryan Price, or will he just pull away and win it easily? 3 cars under a blanket for second. Oh, the 15's wide right there. Almost off track. I thought he was actually about to go off track. This is the one corner where they can really kind of wreck right there off that corner. Looks like they were able to keep it straight. Looks like everyone kept it on track. This battle for second, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. I think Code Luigi definitely has a fast race car. I think he knows that. He's going to try and make a move right here as they come through this. This is a tight section to make a pass. I'm really surprised Code Luigi's trying right here, but this is the perfect spot to do it right here. This is the inside lane. This corner, this final corner, you want to be on the inside to get a great run right here. Code Luigi up there, he's going to have a great run. Joe Jefferson now could dictate on who gets this position. He's giving the draft to the 34, fellow Ford teammate. And that could give that 34 that second position, possibly give that 41 third. So lap 1 led by Taylor Bryan Price. As second, third, fourth, fifth under a blanket. Luigi trying to keep 3rd. As Joe Jefferson moves to the outside, Jay Jefferson 5th is just waiting. He finished top 10 here in the Target Series race yesterday, so he has some confidence going into this race. He knows how to get around here and get around here well, and he's right now showing it with the top 5 right now. Now Smith has gotten away from that battle for third. Back here, a battle for sixth. That's James Stabolito. Side by side with Isaac Nichols, who won last race out. He won at Richmond. Still side by side here, Luigi, Joe Jefferson. Luigi has the preferred lane in this corner. Jefferson drove it hard, though. Luigi getting that run off the top side, getting that drive off. And he clears Joe Jefferson. The 41 moves back up to fourth. Jay Jefferson fifth. 4th, 6th. It's still side by side between Stabolito and Nichols. So give it to that 48. So last racer moves up to 6th here in the 48 car. TJ Hanley currently just settling it out in 8th. Currently inside the top 3 in points, so he just wants to get some points here and just extend that gap he has over 10th. You really just want to, once you're up there in the top 10 points, you really just want to extend your gap you have over the chase cutoff line. So those 3 were battling hard. Taylor Bryan Price pulled away, and Patrick Smith got away in 2nd, but those 2 have really put a gap on 3rd on back. So right there, here's the 15, there's the 34, and all the way back here, the 42 going to now try and distance themselves from the Jefferson bros. Looks like every car's still on the racetrack, so no one really had any issues getting through any of these corners yet. We're only a lap and a half into it. Back there, I see a battle. Stabolito's on the fade backwards. TJ Hanley trying to grab 7th here in the 23 car. He has that inside lane. He's going to drive it hard. Can he get clear? We saw with Luigi, if you don't really make the pass, you could lose it, but I think Hanley might be clear right here. Up the hill, he is. Look at the run for Danny Lloyd in the 19 using the draft. Big run there. And Isaac Nichols moves himself inside the top 5. He gets by Jay Jefferson. Hanley, he has to try and keep it. 2 tandems. Lloyd really tight. Gonna fall back behind the 10. But look at this battle back here. It's at the 37 of Colton Yo moving up. On Trey Rainey. Hanley clears for 7th. 8th is Lloyd. 9th now Colton Yo. Stabolito kick back to 10th. Up here we saw that battle for 5th. Isaac Nichols moves around Jay Jefferson. So move that 78 back to 6th, the 48 back up to the front. Front 5 are really spread out here, but that's normally expected here at a road course, but it's really the battle happening back in the pack that's interesting. Like back here, Lloyd and Colton Yo are in a big battle. Yo's going to try and grab right here. Lloyd, though, got off the corner. Wow. Lloyd with a great exit to that corner. Going to try and move around Hanley for 7th. TJ just too good of a corner there, though, but Lloyd, that 19 looks pretty fast right now. I would not be surprised to see him move himself inside the top 5 a little bit later on. Right here, Colton Yo moving around Danny Lloyd right here for 8th. 37 car marching his way forward. He was 11th at the line last time, and now he's up inside the top 10. Lloyd falling back again. Stabolito moves around him, and now Trey Rainey's going to try and get up here inside the top 10. I think he's currently 11th. Side by side in front. Stabolito, Lloyd, Rainey gets a spot from Stabolito, who falls back 2 positions. And the 14 of Jake West gets by his teammate. So Stabolito, not a great corner there. And he falls back a few positions, and he's look like he can fall back even more. Jeff Brown with a huge run looking to the inside under braking. Oh, Stabolito come off right there. Now Lloyd and Rainey are side by side. Trey Rainey moving up here in the 95 car. Colton Yo into TJ Hanley for a spot. It's for 7th. Rainey going to try and get around Lloyd right here as they come off that final corner. Up the hill. I think that is Trey Rainey's spot right there. I believe that 95 has it. Nichols for 4th in the 48. To the inside, Jefferson to turn number 1. Driving it hard, keeping a nose down there. But can he get off the corner? Can he have that drive off? Keeps his quarter panel down there. Let's see how he does in turn number 3. 41 goes up the track. Isaac Nichols trying to further himself inside the top 5. Here comes Jay Jefferson, the 78. But Nichols is long gone for 4th. Jefferson, the 78, for 5th. That's Chevy, Ford, Toyota. 4th, 5th, and 6th. 78 Jay Jefferson had a peek on Brother Joe. Couldn't get done there. There's a 3-car battle for 4th. As up at the front, Smith has closed in on Taylor Bryan Price in the 15 car. This is some great racing here at Roman. I think this is definitely already better than the Target race yesterday. Target race, we did see a lot of battles. We saw a great battle from about 13th on back to about 17th. But this is outstanding with some of the battles we've had inside the top 5 and for the race lead. But Smith really overdrove that corner there. Got a little wide. He did lose some time there. Luigi's trying to distance themselves from Isaac Nichols. But man, that 48 is coming. He ran under a 2-minute lap. And back here, Colton Yo's been around Hanley for 7th. Yo's marching up to the front of the 37 car. Meanwhile, points leader, the 47 Max Aronson, currently scoring inside the 16th position. That's not bad for Max Aronson, and that could definitely keep him in the points lead for sure. See back here some other cars. We're going to go through the field just to see where everyone is right here. Griffin Lynn, last season's champion, having a struggling day. There's Steve Larker trying to get a few positions off of some checkups. Now I'm back. The rest of the field, obviously, track position huge at any road course, no matter where we come. Doesn't matter if it's Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Road America, or most sport. It really all depends on track position. And we know here, though, that track position, you could start inside the top 10 and still win it. As at other road courses, you could start maybe only inside the top 3 and win it. So here at Road America, it's definitely a lot more wide open on possible winners. It's not like you come from the back and win, obviously. You'd have to have some strategy there to use that if there were pit stops or some cautions or whatever. But you could definitely come from 9th starting position to win here at Road America. It's hard to do, but you can definitely do it. 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. Colton Yo 7th. 6-car breakaway, 7th and 8th in the battle. Trey Rainey is 9th. James Tablito holding on to a top 10 spot in 10th. They have West in 11th. Lloyd 12th. Kukulon is 13th. Jeff Wright 14th. Taylor in 15th. They have Max Aronson in your points there in 16th. Stapleton 17th. Alexander Rowan 18th. Stephen Baker in 19th. Derek Bouchard back to 20th. Jake Galloway, Mac Johnson 21st and 22nd. Benny Watson 23rd. Tyler Fink 24th. Steve Larker in 25th. Griffin Lynn 26th. Carson Bowers in 27th. Riley Sampson 28th. Louis Jack Table 29th. Johnny Gardner in 30th. Then Steve Morgan 31st. Derek Hillman back to 32nd. Battle for 33rd. John Gambit and Carter Freezer side by side. Luke Rainey is 35th. Jonathan Rain 36th. Jonathan B for 37th. Jack Marshall 38th. Justin Zedell 39th. Battle is back here for 40th. Eli Bright, some rear end damage in the 88 car. Riley Sampson with front end damage. It looks like the 6 of Bowers have crashed. No yellow. We're still racing. Green flag. Sampson's off pace. Eli Bright, some rear end damage in the 88 car. Not sure where that came from. And Bowers is all torn up, but he's possibly done for the day. So let's see where all that happened to make sure I remember that. But up at the front, 2-car breakaway. Taylor, Brian Price, Patrick Smith has closed. Oh, Price really messed up that Corvette. Smith did as well. See back here, Cole Luigi and Isaac Nichols in the battle for 3rd and 4th. That 48's on a tear. Trying to grab a top 3 spot here over Pulsar Cole Luigi, who fell back at the start. Could not get through 1 and 2 as properly as he wanted to. Colton Yo is on a... other damage. It looks like the 77 of John Gambit. We're still green. That's 2 cars in the pits with damage. And we have a few more on the racetrack with damage, like the 18 and the 88. So that's what I think to be 3 separate incidents. Would not be surprised to see the 18 of Sampson come down pit road this time. Yes, here he comes. He's yielding, hopefully to try and get that damage repaired and then get right back out there. Every point, every spot means something in the Gatorade Cup Series. It's not just wins. You need points in the series. Points matter. Wins don't matter as much. You can finish top 15 every race and make the chase. Oh, back here for 3rd. Nichols had a run. Luigi tried to block it, but that 48 car is flying. I would not be surprised to see him get up inside the top 2 here a little bit later on, but he has to get back to Luigi first, and that 42 is not letting that get done. Luigi's not making it easy on him. Yeah, Luigi keeps 3rd there over Isaac Nichols. Back here for 6, Jay Jefferson has his hands full as Colton Yo moves up to the front. He's trying to grab a top 6 spot and move closer to a top 5. We've got under 10 laps to go here in the Verizon 400. Leading is the 15 of Taylor Brian Price, but he has his hands full with Patrick Smith. Luigi has his hands full with Isaac Nichols. 5th place is basically Joe Jefferson. That's it. And Jay Jefferson has his hands full with Colton Yo, 6th and 7th. Hanley's just 8th all by himself. James Tablito is 9th. He just got by Trey Rain in the 95. That's a 4-car battle. The 10, the 95, the 14, and the 19. Look at this. For 6th, Colton Yo on the charge. Gets past Jay Jefferson easily. Back up to the front. Taylor Brian Price leads. Patrick Smith, who really messed up that final corner, is not going to be able to close in. Nichols way wide, almost into the grass. And here comes Joe Jefferson trying to take advantage of that. He might be going for 4th here. Up the hill, he has a run. Nine laps of racing to go. Sampson leaving pit road on the 18, but he's 1 lap down. It'll be in the middle of this pack, so he could slow some people up. Yeah, and that 48 messing up that corner really saved the 42 with Luigi. Luigi's able to get away right there and not really have to worry about anything. This is about for 4th right now, but Joe Jefferson messed up that corner. And right here, Jay Jefferson has his hands full. From the 7th position, TJ Henley in the 23 looking for 7th. And now 9th is Stabilo. Jake West just moves away inside the top 10 as he gets by Trey Rainey in the 95. See how spread out it is at the front. Those two still in pit road. They're probably getting towed, as the game would say. So it's probably going to take them a little bit. So I think this winner is either going to be Taylor Brian Price or Patrick Smith. I really don't see third on back really gaining enough unless those two have some sort of altercation, which could happen. If they get side by side at some point, they can make some contact, go spinning or crashing into the dirt, and that could allow third on back to close. And Price really overdrove that corner. Smith got through it pretty nicely, I must say. I think the 15 out a little bit wider than the 34 that time as well. So Patrick Smith, this could be a lap to close in on that 15. 48 moving right back up onto the 42s. He's really pulled away from the 41. Joe Jefferson might have his hands full in a lap or two with Colton Young, the 37, who's still making his charge forward. That bout for 6th. For 7th. Jefferson still has it over Hanley, as the 23 was on that 78's back bumper, but looks like he's pulled away. Stabalo's pulled away from the 9th position. He's gone from 10th, 11th, and 12th. West, Rainey, and Lloyd. So we'll see how the 15 does in this final corner. This final corner can mean a lot. If you go a little bit wider, you can definitely lose ground. Right here, that's what Patrick Smith did for the 2nd lap in a row. He went wide and you lose a ton of ground when you go wide. Oh, I think the caution is out. I saw the red flag. That is the yellow flag, and it's for Eli Bright, who's all torn up. Yellow number 1 here at Road America. And Taylor Brian Price did not want to see that at all. We're going to go green with around 6 or 5 laps to go. So let's see all that happened. Eli Bright had damage, the 6 and the 18 wrecked, and then the 77 wrecked. So we'll see how the 88 got his damage first, then we'll see the other instance, and then we'll see how the caution came out with the 88. The damage right here was actually on lap number 2 from the 88. It was just a big stack of them. Zidell came ramming into the back of the 88, gave him a ton of rear damage. That's why the 88 had his damage. And now we'll see what happened to the 18 and the 6 that I think has taken Bowers out of the race and has put Sampson 1 lap down. Look at right here, you'll see the 18 Riley Sampson have a huge run to the 6 of Bowers. He gets beside him, and it looks like that 6 maybe coming up thinking he has more room and sends the 18 off the track, and they get together. They both go hard to the wall. The 6 caught into the wall. That's what takes Bowers out of the race and puts Sampson 1 lap down with the damage. And now, let's see how the 77 John Gambit got his damage. Now, Gambit got his damage off the treacherous corner. We've seen this happen in the past here. A car gets out wide. It was because he was side by side with the 38 Friesen. Friesen sent that 77 off the track, and Gambit right here is going to get into the tire barrier hard. And you can see that's where the damage on the 77 came from. No yellow came out. It looks like he tried to get back to pit road, but was stuck in the gravel. I would not be surprised if that's what happened to Eli Bright. So we'll see how the caution was caused with Eli Bright. Same exact thing for Eli Bright, except he had no one around him, and this one caused a caution. He gets out wide, gets a little bit into the grass, and once you get into that grass, you're just going hard to the left. And right here, he's going to get hard into the tire barriers, and the yellow comes out for that, unlike what happened with John Gambit. So right there, you can see the yellow lights on the pace car, and that is something Taylor Brian Price did not want to see happening. And a pretty good lead. It looked like he was going to be able to hold it, but now he's going to have to deal with a restart and possibly pit stops. If they pit, we'll come back. If not, we'll come back at the green flag. Here they come. And we know they can make it on fuel from here. They're about to complete lap number 8. And they probably could have gone a little bit longer. So I believe they should be good on fuel to make it to the end. We'll see who gets off of pit road first, and maybe just someone further back put on 2 tires to try and gain track position. And just Code Luigi with that number 1 pit stall get out in front with a faster pit stop. We're going to be able to see who wins the race off of pit road right here. It's going to be a late race restart, probably about 6 laps to go, if not 5 laps to go. It's going to be right around there. So we'll see what everyone does in terms of strategy. Price into his stall. Code Luigi into his. There's Sampson staying up. He was a lap down, remember? 2 tires gone for Taylor Brian Price. Smith gone in second. It looks like Nichols may have gotten third. Yo may have gotten fourth right there with Luigi in fifth. But I saw that 42 take a little bit longer on setting the jack down. Maybe getting more fuel in that car in case these drivers maybe did not put enough in. So we'll see how this restart goes. Price, his team, holds service on pit road. And the 15 car will be a race leader once we get back green. Here we come, back green with 6 laps to go. The 18 Riley Sampson is a lap car with damage in front of your race leaders. John Gambitt's out, Carson Bowers is out, both from their crashes. Sampson's 1 lap down, Eli Brown's out, and Mac Johnson had a header go issue under the caution flags. He'll be out. Hendrick Worsworth's not having a great day. 37 cars on the lead lap. Taylor Brian Price's team does a great job in pit road, gets him out in front with Patrick Smith in second. Cole Luigi's up to third, actually got pit road in third. Nichols fourth, Colton Yo fifth. Let's see how this restart goes. Does the 18 impact your race leader, Taylor Brian Price? Who gets the best restart to get out front and control the race? 6 laps to go. We're back racing. Moves being made. Price already down low. Luigi first, second on Patrick Smith. 34 trying to shut the door. 3 wide around the lap car. Can Luigi stay down there? He drives it hard into the corner, trying to get to second. He knows he has to get to second. If he doesn't, it's all over. And no one wanted to get stuck behind that 18. Everyone's moving out of line desperately. And Price has gotten away with this battle for second. But Luigi, your pollster, the guy who's been fastest. Oh, wreck back of the pack. Yellow will come out. And Price's great restart will have to be a do-over. Luke Rainey has gone around. And now everyone trying to get positions. They know the yellow is out. And we're racing back. Smith may have given that 42 a bump. But Luigi drives it hard off the corner. That 42 has a pretty great drive off. How about Colton Yo inside the top 5 and 4th. Hanley up to 5th. Nichols kick back to 6th. The Jeffersons are 7th and 8th. West 9th. And for 10th, James Stabolito. Max Harrison moves up to 11th and all that trouble. Jeff Bright has some pretty heavy damage there from that crash. And now Price just wants to get back with the race lead. He knows he got to do another restart, obviously, because cautions only take about 2 laps here. So we're going to have 5 to go once we get back to the caution flag. It should be about 3 to go, 2 to go once we get back green. So it should be a pretty exciting restart here. And I think that may have all been caused by a little bit of a stack up there in the middle of the pack. So I think everyone back here is just trying to hold their positions or gain positions. Colton Yo on a charge for 3rd. That 37 could be going somewhere on this next restart. Watch for Colton Yo to try and get up here and get his first career Gatorade Cup Series victory. Taylor Brian Price leads him off the final corner and back to the caution flag. Back there for 5th, I think I saw Hanley. Oh, look at all the damage. Nichols, Jefferson, and a big battle back there. Oh, man, that's a lot of cars that have damage. Price leads us back, but the big one ensues as they come off the corner. One of them involved Luke Rainey in the 2. I think this all started up here. Watch the 31. It looks like he got turned by the 19 of Lloyd. 19 came across the 96, spun them around, and then it's on. It is on from there. All the damage, and like, look at all these cars. 96 getting bounced around. There's the 31. I think the 31 comes back across the racetrack. And he might get his teammate Nathan Stapleton. He hit that wall hard. And right there gets hit. Oh, look at that 75 and towards that concrete wall hard. Oh, my word. What a mess. That's the big one here at Road America. We didn't think we were going to see something like that, but nonetheless we do. There you can see that 31 ricochet off the wall, and he's going to come right back into traffic, and that's where the 75 got damaged. That's Steve Larkin. He hit that concrete wall pretty hard. So all the cars with damage right here. There's the 75 just sitting sideways. His day's definitely done. 31 is definitely done. 3 wide trying to get out of that mess. They may have wrecked again. I'm not really quite sure. I thought I saw the 27 with pretty heavy damage. I'm not sure if he maybe just made it to pit road, and that was the damage I saw, or what. But it looks like that car's struggling pretty badly. I'm wondering if maybe gone off course again. Oh, yeah, they had another wreck. Dale Lightning comes up and just takes out the 27. They both go sliding through the grass. They get the 33 and the 21, and that hard hit for the 33. 51 goes spinning, but gets it going straight again. 2 big accidents. Bring out the caution flag here at Road America. Something Taylor Brian Price did not want for the 2nd time in a row. He's going to have to deal with a restart. He has the pullster behind him, and the guy has been charging hard. Colton Yo behind him for this restart with under 5 laps to go in the Verizon 400. 3 laps to go once we get to the restart. Taylor Brian Price trying to lead every lap to victory lane. A lot of cars out from that crash, some 1 lap down. That was a mistake on my part, sorry about that. But a lot are 1 lap down as well. You can see all the cars out. We should have 31 cars on the lead lap. So can Taylor Brian Price hold on? Can Colt Luigi or Pulser get up there? Can Colt Mule has been charging through the field get up there? Can Smith get back up there? Can Hanley from the 5th position win it? Who's going to get a great restart here with 3 to go? Can Taylor Brian Price get away like he has? Can Luigi get a restart like he did last time? Into the restart zone. Green flag. Look at the run for Colton Yo. There, just tried to block Smith. We'll see if that 42 can get clear. But I think Colton Yo is going to get to 2nd right here with a big run. To the inside of the 42. Colton Yo trying to get his first Gatorade Cup Series win. But Colt Luigi bounced back on the top side, and I think he's clear. Luigi needed that. And Yo really messed up that corner. Into the grass he goes. Now can everyone make it off the corner? Looks like they do. Some damaged cars in the back. Colton Yo really slow. Here comes Hanley in the 23 looking. 2 cars get away. It's going to be those 2 to settle it. Taylor Brian Price and Colt Luigi. Pole sitter versus the guys on every lap. I think Luigi's car's just a little bit faster at this point in the race. Look at the 3 wide back there with Jay Jefferson, TJ Hanley, and Colton Yo. We are still green, so they made it. 3rd place, Patrick Smith has emerged. TJ Hanley's emerged to 4th. Colton Yo on this restart has been kicked back to 5th. And now possibly 6th as Jay Jefferson looks to get by him. Jefferson keeps his spot in 7th, though. Excuse me, keeps his spot in 6th. Price a little bit higher up the racetrack. Luigi a little bit lower, digging hard. He wants to win badly. He's fallen in points. A 2nd place would be great for him, but at this point he might just be worrying about wins, so he get up and try and use a wild card. Patrick Smith waiting for these 2 to have some sort of altercation in the 3rd position, and Yo in the 37 is dropping back big time. Obviously he may have used up the tires, or he's just not had the speed that he had the last run, but he is fading back. He might fall outside the top 10 if he's not careful here. James Sablito trying to get by him. Nichols also fading back. Can Price make it through this corner? On the bottom lane. If he goes high, Luigi might try and get down to the bottom and get there. 15 way at the track. Luigi's digging hard. He's trying to get to that inside. The 15 trying to block him off. The 42 right in the back of the 15. Look into the inside. They're side by side coming to 2 laps to go. Price with a run. Luigi to the bottom. Can he stay there to turn number 1? Can Price get clear? 42 could not keep it there. And now he really cannot mess up this corner. Look at him looking low again. 42 of Colt Luigi wants this badly. Price wants it badly. Who's going to have the better advantage? Pole sitter of Colt Luigi has not led a single lap, and now he's out front to the Verizon 400. And the guy's led 13 of the 13 laps. Is now back in 2nd, but he has a run down the straight, looking to the inside of the draft. This battle might allow Patrick Smith to get here. Can Colt Luigi get that run off the corner? He's been getting all day long to try and stay out of that 15. And with this battle, Patrick Smith and TJ Hanley are closing as these 2 are side by side still. Some great road course racing, but Colt Luigi's out front, sliding it off the corner. Tires are definitely worn, and you're pushing as hard as you can. Now for 2nd, Patrick Smith is running down the 15, and Colt Luigi wants to get gone. Got about a lap and a half left. 4 cars. Oh, Jay Jefferson's off track. The 78 car from a top 5 spot. Into the wall. Does that bring out the yellow? Do we stay green? Does the yellow come out? No caution yet. But the guy who's running into the top 5 now out of it. Jay Jefferson overdrives the corner big time. 4 cars under a blanket here at the end. We're coming to the white flag, and who thought it was going to come down to these 4? Colt Luigi, Taylor Brian Price, Patrick Smith, and Hanley. The big advantage for the 42 is that the 34 is putting pressure on the 15. And the 42 got down low that time. No run for the 15 here off the corner. Oh, they're pitting! Who is saved enough? Has anyone? Is that your points leader, Max Anderson? At the white flag. Who knew it was going to come down to fuel mileage? Has Anderson saved enough at the white? It looks like that. Is that the 72 of Alexander Rowe? We thought they were good with the yellows that they had, but obviously they were not. 72, 22, 1, 38, 19 have stayed out. These guys taking fuel only, hoping that those few run out the white flag. There's the 18 and the 13 going by. I believe the 13 is on the lead lap as well. Luigi first off, but he may not win this race. Ken Anderson, your points there, make it around and extend it. If he doesn't have enough, the guy running second is the 72 of Rowe. Looks like he's good for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars have stayed out. 8th place Code Luigi is the first one that has enough fuel, we know for sure. Anderson has about half a lap, and he'll win another Gatorade Cup Series race. But can he make it on fuel? Will he have to come down the pit lane, coming to the checkered? We've seen that happen. It's a little bit of a slighter slope going off the pit lane. We'll have to see. 72 is well back, so Max Harrison could definitely back it down and try and save some. Let's see. Into the final few corners. Can Harrison make it all the way? Your points leader has not been a factor, but now with the strategy that he's playing, could possibly win it. It's all going to come down to whether he can make it up the hill. There's a large hill before the start-finish line. Can he make it up into the checkered flag? We're about to find out. Anderson stays out into the checkered flag. He steals a victory. Max Anderson wins the Verizon 400 points leader with another win. Who's going to come home second? Alexander Rowe. Jack Marshall third. Looks like that's Carter Friesen fourth. Yepes has come down. Lloyd has come down. But do they get fifth and sixth? Who's the next one to come across the line? Here comes Steve Morgan with a damaged race car. He's going to finish top 10. And here comes Cole Luigi, who has to be the most heartbroken about this finish. He had the win in the bag if it went green to the end, or if he didn't have to pit. But he ended up having to come down to the pit lane. He ends up losing to that man, Max Anderson, who saved enough fuel to win the Verizon 400. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Verizon 400 Road America. 2 caution flags for 4 laps, and 2 lead changes among 3 different drivers. And somehow, someway, your points leader finds a way to victory lane. Max Harrison, from the 18th starting position, wins it. He only led 1 lap that last one en route to victory. Alexander Rowan's up second, Jack Marshall third, Carter Friesen fourth, Danny Lloyd fifth, Steve Morgan and Yepes sixth and seventh are also on the same strategy. All stayed out. Cole Luigi, the first car off the pit lane in 8th, has to be heartbroken. He was leading coming to the white flag, but the fuel fell short and everyone behind also fell short. Taylor Brian Price has to be the second most heartbroken guy here. He ends up 9th and he led 13 of the 15 laps, and at the end Cole Luigi got by him, and then he had to come down pit on the end, and Patrick Smith rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. And my gosh, I was not expecting that, Dan. I was expecting maybe it to be a battle between the 42, the 34, and the 23 and the 15, but it ended up being the 47 just pulling away to a victory with enough fuel. 31 cars finished on the lead lap. Jay Jefferson technically was on the lead lap, so I guess he got his car fired again, but he was 5th when he had that issue going off course. Let's now go take a look at the point standings. Here are the points. And for the second time this season, Max Harrison got to victory lane. He extends the points lead to 97 points over Luigi Octavo. TJ Hanley is third, 102 back. Special Golan is 4th, and Taylor Brian Price rounds out the top 5. Then you have Carter Friesen in 6th. 7th is Stephen Taylor. 8th, Alexander Rowe. Jake Galloway in 9th. And Jeff Brett holding down the final chase spot in 10th. So there's your top 20. Your 2 wild cards will currently be the 40 of Isaac Nichols and the 22 of Jack Marshall. And we have 3 two-time winners this season, all inside the top 5 in points. Look down now, 21st to 40th. Danny Lloyd right there, 21st just outside. You can see some of these others trying to get up there with some good results or falling down with some bad results. Think about maybe what Cole Luigi was thinking there. I could get up inside the top 20 if I just finish here with the race win. He ends up not even, I don't even know how many I don't know if he gained a lot of spots there. Yepes definitely gained a ton. He's up to 23rd in points with another great finish, and I'm sure he'll take that after being damaged. He just came out of nowhere there at the end. So we go from one really long race to another really long race. We go to Charlotte for the Pepsi 600. I'll see you guys then.